back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Reconditioning. We're working on the S-Class here that we picked up through a private sale. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to get all of it done, but I would at least like to find a combination of polish, polisher, and pad to start correcting some of the swirls on this gorgeous pewter paint job. Really, the only thing wrong with it, it did have some small dents, 2 or 3 small dents. PDR took care of that, looks like new again. Really no deep scratches to speak of, just love marks. And when I bring you in close, you're gonna see exactly what they are in case you're not, if you're new to the channel, you're not familiar with what swirls are. Love marks is another name for them. Clear coat's very soft, guys, and it can easily be scratched just by wiping your car down, washing it if you have the wrong wash media, and drying it, and so on and so on. And you can put these marks or these swirls or these little scratches on the surface of the clear coat, only visible when the sun's out or if you have the perfect angle with the light or you're walking up to your vehicle in nice bright daylight. And like I said, I'll bring you in close to see exactly what they are, but today we're going to find a combination that can remove that from the clear coat with hardly any measurable clear coat removed as well. So we're going to be responsible, we're going to correct the paint. Let's get started. Okay, along with the Max Shine Swirl Finder here, and the way I have the shop light set up, hopefully you're going to be able to see the love marks. Yeah, you can. The love marks and swirls. And these are all just from taking care of your car. That's why I call them love marks. You do love your car, you take care of it, you wash it, you dry it. But that constant contact, unfortunately, you can see a little bit better with the swirl finder here, unfortunately leaves marks behind, leaves these swirls. And although they're not very deep, we do want to remove them carefully. So we're removing those marks and really perfecting the paint without removing any measurable clear coat. Let me back this off a little bit. And we're going to come over here and I'll show you what I dug out. We're going to use a dual action polisher. This is a Flex 15mm throw. This is the HD Cut from NANOSKIN. And since it is an older vehicle and the clear coat is rather on the medium to hard side, this should work out perfectly, teamed up with the Eurofiber 50/50 pad. And for those not familiar with detailing, the pad itself has 2 different types of fibers. The dark ones are the finishing fibers, the white ones are the cutting fibers, and with those combined, it gives you a cut out of the gate, teamed up with a good polish or a compound, and then as the abrasive rolls off, rounds off, and diminishes, you get your finish out of that. So we're going to see, we'll tape off an area, and we'll work on the hood here and see if we can find a combination. Hopefully the one I have laid out on the table here works, and we'll see how much work we can get done. This beast is the S-Class. It's a large sedan, so it has a lot of real estate to cover. I don't know if we'll get it all done today, but let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's mask off an area. We'll do it right in front of the light here so it's easy to see. And then when we correct, we do paint correction in the box here. Remove the tape. We should easily see if we've made a difference with this combination. It's hard to keep a vehicle perfect. The last owner did a wonderful job, both mechanically and with its appearance. The headlights are clear, everything's nice and clean, the wheels are not marked up at all. These love marks are really hard to avoid. You get the wrong wash media, you have the wrong practices when it comes to washing and drying your car. These are going to happen, and they are impossible to avoid. Now, you can cut them down and minimize them if you're very careful with your wash and drying regimen. So I do have videos on those. You just have to go back and search. I have 1,500 videos, so It may take a little time to find it, but they are there. All right, so I am anxious to see how the HD Cut from NanoSkin works. Shook it up. Guys, always wear your PPE or your protection, especially with skin, a very absorbent organ. And as I am running my finger across, I can feel the grittiness. I can feel the grain and the coarseness of the abrasive. So I'm really anxious to team it up with that 50/50 pad and see what it can do. Once again, we'll be using the Urafiber, still the Urafiber, black and white, or the 50/50 pad. Two different types of fibers, cutting and finishing. Nice and centered. We'll have a nice smooth ride across the panel. Well, nozzle was clogged a little bit. We'll get 3 pearl-sized drops of the product on the pad. Get the cord up over the shoulders. For those new to the channel, that's so the cord is not rubbing on the paint. It's just going to cause more damage, more scratches, more love marks. We dab the product, the compound, the polish, and we spread it out a bit. We're going to spread it out even more, putting it on the lowest speed. And now that we have it spread out, we're going to crank up the machine and let it do its work. I like it between the 3rd and 4th speed setting. We're going to do correction speed. That means moving the polisher an inch every second or two. No pressure, just a little bit with my thumb here, guiding the polisher back and forth. Okay, we did a left to right motion and then an up and down motion. That's equal to 2 passes. And we could have done another pass or 2. It hasn't dried out completely. There's no dusting whatsoever. That is a great sign, no dusting. Now what we want to do is wipe off the residue. Is it easy to wipe off? Yes, it's not grabby, it's not hard, it's not fighting us. Nice, very easy to wipe off. User-friendly. So now, this is the important part. This is where we find if the compound is too aggressive, and that's if we come in here and we see that the damage is for the most part removed, but it has left a haziness, like a real cloudiness or haziness behind. That means that the abrasive was aggressive, and we may need to switch to a finishing pad, swap out the pad, and grab a finishing polish. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I don't want it to be more than a 2-step. But let me grab this roll finder and take a look myself, and then I'll bring you guys closer to see what we have here. Coming in from the side and using the shop light on an angle, I can see it has removed the defects very well. So it's aggressive. 1 or 2 of the deeper ones here, but I can see the haziness here. Let me come in and use the swirl finder. Again, did a fantastic job when it comes to removing the imperfections or the love marks, but there is so it's aggressive if you're going to use this, unless it is an extremely hard clear coat like would be on a Corvette. Plan on having an extra pad, a finish pad, and a polish, a finish down polish, to make this the second step. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Let me bring you in so you can see. All right. So there we have, you can see the swirls for the shop light. When we come up through here, they're gone. But there's a little bit of haziness. Let me pull back, and you can see the swirls there. And we go up, and they're gone. Let's use the shop light and do the exact same thing. The swirl finder here. Swirls. Gone, but haziness. There's not what you want to see is a crisp reflection from either the shop light or the swirl finder here, and it's a little hazy. So again, swirls, scratches, gone, but haziness. Let's remove that. I'll be right back. Let me grab a pad and a polish. This is what I grabbed, the Rupes DA Fine foam pad and the fantastic Phoenix Fabulous Finishing Polish. That's a lot of F's. So let's tear this open. Let me tear this open. Let me get this pad on the polisher, and we'll come in here and get back to work. You know what? I changed my mind, and I often do that. I'm instead going to go to the Ultra Fine, which instead of the yellow pad, it should be a white pad in here. Beveled. And you can either get it 5.5 or 6.5 inches, depending on your backing plate, but a very, very fine foam pad. Okay. Get it centered, get it attached. Get some of this fantastic finishing polish on the pad. Cord up over the shoulders. And let's finish this down. Always leave the polisher come to a complete rest, and that means the rotation and oscillation of your polisher. You will save your polisher and its gears, your backing plate and the pads just a little bit longer by doing so. Be easy on your equipment. It's expensive to begin with. Unless money is of no issue to you, I do preventative maintenance on the polishers, swapping out the grease, changing the brushes, and always take care of them. Theoretically, now this should have a crystal clear reflection, and the only thing that's going to be left are the real deeper scratches that I am not willing to chase on this paint. I want as much clear as possible left behind to protect the gorgeous powder metallic paint job underneath. And taking a look at it, oh yeah, huge difference. So the only thing that I see that's left over is the deeper scratches that I'm not going to chase after, and solvent pop. For those of you that do not know what solvent pop is, that's where the vehicle's been painted or repainted, and then too quickly covered up with protection, a crest of something, a crust of a wax, a sealant, a coating, or PPF. That stops the solvents from the paint from evaporating and escaping the layer that's on the panel. And then when the sun comes out, it starts to heat up, those molecules pop or expand, and they leave these little divot-like, very hard to see. Somebody walking by would not see them, but those that have the eye would see them. They look like little pinholes. That is called solvent pop, and that's really all we have left. So let me remove the tape, and then I'll bring you guys in so you can come take a look. And then I am really eager to not only finish this hood, but to get around this huge car. I don't know if I'll be able to do that today, but at some point, I'm dying to get this paint looking fantastic and get it protected. All right, let's come in and take a look. So here we can see the scratches right here. And we slide on up, and it's nice and crystal clear. Let's come down here. We can see those love marks once again. Slide on up, crystal clear. Let's use the swirl finder. Look at those ugly scratches and swirls. And we're going to slide over here, and they'll be gone. And now, as you can see, both the shop light and the swirl finder here, there is a nice crisp reflection. And again, once we scroll across, we're only going to see some solvent pop and some of the deeper scratches that I do not want to. And there's not many of them. Maybe in this 2.5 by 2 section, there's maybe 3 or 4 deeper scratches. But I'm very happy with that. And I cannot wait to see this corrected. So let me finish the hood here at least. Now what I want to do before inspecting this is hit it with the panel prep to make sure what we're seeing is not buried under fillers. There's no fillers in this compound that I know of, but we're always going to make sure using a panel prep. For those new to the channel, the panel prep is there to clean up the polishing residue that's left over from this step, or any step really when it comes to polishing. And we end up with this. Nice crisp reflections. As you can see, using the shop light, the only thing left really is a little bit of solvent pop and some of the deeper scratches. Let's get the let's get the swirl finder out here. Again, we can see the mess here on the fender, on the hood. Good to go, all the way across. Use these shop lights. Back here, we can see the crisp reflections off the top of the hood that way. Very happy so far. That is going to do it for this video, good friends. Shop manager is ready to pack it in for the day. She's been a good girl. So what I'm going to do, because I have so many compounds waiting in the wings to be tested and tried out and reviewed and showcased for you guys, is I'll save the rest of this and some different panel, because these are nice large flat panels and easy to see the scratches, to test the other products on. The HD cut from NANOSKIN, as I was working, I do realize that I need to pass this on. You need to clean your pads often, or it will start to dust out a little bit. Working the product with a clean pad, it holds off quite a bit. There are a lot of excellent correction creams out there. I'll go ahead and give this a rating of a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Not my favorite, but will get the job done. NANOSKIN has fantastic products. I love their wheel cleaners and their overall APCs. Lots of products from them. Even their coatings are fantastic. This here, there's a bit of aggressiveness to it, so you will need to finish down on medium to softer clears, meaning it will leave a haze because the abrasives are that aggressive. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Reconditioning. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section, and I'll catch you in the next video. You ready to go? You ready to go home? Come on.